Welcome to Life Lesson Story, where real lives, hard truths, and second chances come together. If you believe stories can change the way we think and live, take a moment to subscribe and stay with us. Robert had spent his entire life building something solid, a steady career, a respected reputation, a family that trusted him without question. From the outside, everything looked right, stable, successful, secure, but beneath all of it, there was something hidden, because everything he had built, every relationship, every moment of trust, rested on one lie, not a small one, not something harmless or easy to forget, a lie about who he really was. And lies like that don't just fade with time, they wait, and when the truth finally found its way to the surface, it didn't just hurt the people he loved, it shattered their trust, and destroyed everything he had spent a lifetime trying to build. Robert wasn't always the man people believed him to be. The version they knew was carefully built over time. To his wife, Linda, he was everything a partner should be: stable, reliable, honest, the kind of man you didn't have to question. To his children, he was someone to admire, a father who had worked his way up, a man who, in their eyes, had made something of himself. That was the story he told, and after enough years, it became the story he lived. But decades earlier, long before the career, the house, the family dinners, Robert had made a choice he tried to bury. In his early 20s, he got involved in something he shouldn't have, a financial scheme with a friend he trusted. At the time, it felt like a shortcut, a way to get ahead faster than everyone else, but it didn't last. Things went wrong, faster than he expected. Money disappeared, questions started rising, and someone else paid the price, not physically, but their life was quietly, completely ruined. And Robert, he didn't stay to face it. He walked away before everything collapsed, before the consequences caught up to him. He changed his name, cut ties with the past, started over somewhere new, and from that moment on, he never told a soul, not his wife, not his children, not even the people closest to him, because in his mind, that version of himself was gone, buried, no longer real. But the past doesn't work that way. It doesn't disappear just because you refuse to look at it. It waits, quietly, patiently, until the moment it's no longer possible to hide. It happened on an ordinary afternoon. The kind of day that didn't feel like it would change anything. Then there was a knock at the door. Not loud, not urgent, just unexpected. Robert opened it. A man stood outside, older, serious, holding a folder close to his chest. "Is this Robert Hayes?" he asked. The name hit harder than the voice. Robert's stomach dropped, because in that moment, he knew, not the man standing in front of him, but the past that had finally caught up. He didn't need an explanation, he could feel it. Within days, everything began to unravel, quietly at first, then all at once. Records surfaced, old documents, names he thought were long forgotten, proof he could no longer deny. Linda found out first. He saw it in her eyes before she said a word. Confusion, turning into disbelief. Then the kids found out, and just like that, the man they trusted, the man they believed in, was no longer real. "You lied to us," Linda said, her voice breaking under the weight of it. Robert tried to speak, tried to hold on to something. "I was trying to protect you." "No," she cut in, sharper this time, "you were protecting yourself." The words landed deeper than anything else, because there was no way around them, no defense, no excuse. Deep down, he knew she was right. The house that once felt safe, warm, familiar, full of life, became something else entirely: heavy, uncomfortable. Conversations turned into silence, silence turned into distance, distance turned into absence, until one day, they were gone, not with shouting, not with slammed doors, just gone. And Robert was left standing in the quiet, alone with the truth he had spent his entire life trying to avoid. For the house didn't change, same furniture, same photos hanging in the same places. Everything looked exactly as it always had, but everything felt different, empty. The laughter that once filled the rooms was gone, the noise, the movement, the small, ordinary moments that made the house feel alive, all of it gone. All that remained now was silence. And memory. It followed him everywhere, in the kitchen, in the hallway, in the quiet of late nights. Robert found himself replaying everything, every dinner they sat through together, every conversation he brushed off, every moment he had the chance to tell the truth, and chose not to, at the time. It had felt justified. He told himself he had good reasons, that he was protecting his family, keeping them safe from something they didn't need to carry. But now, sitting alone in that quiet house, with nothing left to distract him, he saw it clearly. It wasn't protection, it was fear. Fear of losing everything he had built, fear of being seen for who he used to be, fear of facing the consequences he had avoided for so long, and in trying so hard to avoid that loss, he created it, slowly, quietly, until there was nothing left to hold on to. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and regret stopped being a feeling. It became something heavier, something constant, something that stayed with him no matter where he went, something permanent, until one night, in the middle of that silence, he did something he hadn't done in years. He stopped running, he sat down, and finally told the truth. Robert didn't call, didn't text, because deep down, he knew, some things couldn't be said in a few rushed words, some truths needed space, time, honesty that couldn't be interrupted. So instead, he wrote a letter, not to defend himself, not to rewrite the past, not to make what he did seem smaller than it was, but to finally be honest. He sat at the table for a long time before starting, staring at the blank page, knowing that once he began, there was no going back. And then, slowly, he told the truth. He wrote about who he used to be, about the choices he made when he was younger, about the mistake that followed him for decades. He didn't soften the story, didn't skip over the hardest parts, didn't hide behind excuses or explanations. For the first time in his life, he told it exactly as it was. Every word felt heavy, but also necessary. And when he reached the end, he paused, then he wrote, "I don't expect forgiveness, I don't expect anything from you, but you deserved to know who I really am, and I'm sorry I didn't have the courage to tell you sooner." He read it over once, then again, no changes, no edits, just the truth. He folded the letter carefully, placed it in an envelope, and mailed it. After that, there was nothing left to do but wait. Days passed, quietly, then weeks, still nothing, no calls, no messages, just silence, until one afternoon, when he least expected it, his phone rang. It was his daughter, Emily. For a moment, Robert just stared at the screen, his hand hovered, unsure. He almost didn't answer, but something in him, maybe hope, maybe fear, made him press accept. "I got your letter," she said. Her voice was careful, measured, guarded in a way that hadn't been there before, but it wasn't cold, not distant, not empty. "I didn't know any of that," she added quietly. Robert closed his eyes, the weight of it settling in. "I know," he said. A pause followed, not uncomfortable, just real. "You should have told us," she said. There was no anger in her voice now, just something deeper, disappointment, maybe even sadness. "I know," he repeated, this time softer. Another silence, but it felt different, less like a wall, more like something waiting to be crossed. Then, "But I'm glad you finally did." The words landed gently, but they meant everything. That was the first crack. Not forgiveness, not understanding, not yet, but something, a small opening, a door, slightly unlocked. Weeks later, he saw them again, not all at once, not with hugs or easy smiles. Nothing about it was perfect, but it was real. Slowly, they began again, conversation by conversation, truth by truth, moment by moment. There were pauses, awkwardness, things left unsaid, but also something new. Trust didn't come back all at once, it couldn't, but it started to rebuild, piece by piece, because for the first time in years, they weren't talking to a version of him, they weren't listening to a story, they were talking to the truth, they were talking to him. The truth has a cost, sometimes a heavy one, sometimes a painful one you can feel long after the moment has passed. It can break trust, change how people see you, force you to face parts of yourself you'd rather avoid, but hiding it, burying it, pretending it doesn't exist, that cost is always higher, because lies don't just protect you. They isolate you, quietly, slowly, they build walls you don't even notice at first, between you and the people you love, between who you are, and who they believe you to be, and over time, those walls grow thicker, stronger, until one day, you realize you're standing alone on the other side of them, still holding everything together on the surface, but completely disconnected underneath. That's what lies do, they don't just hide the truth, they replace it, and eventually, they replace you, but the truth, even when it comes late, even when it arrives at the worst possible moment, even when it hurts more than silence ever did, still has power, the power to break those walls, the power to be seen, the power to begin again, because truth doesn't guarantee forgiveness, it doesn't erase the past, it doesn't undo the damage, but it does something just as important. It opens a door, a small one, sometimes, barely noticeable, but real, and sometimes, that's all you need, not a perfect ending, not instant healing, just a chance, a second chance to be honest, a second chance to be known, a second chance to rebuild something real. If this story meant something to you, remember this, the truth might be hard to tell, but silence can cost you everything. Don't wait, because the people you love deserve the real you.